Hey PTE aspirants! Welcome back to our channel, your go-to place for mastering the PTE Academic and PTE Core. In today's video, we're diving into a fresh Retell lecture practice, just like you'll face in the real exam. I'll play the lecture first, and then you'll hear the perfect model response, so you can boost your fluency, content, and pronunciation scores. Make sure you grab a notebook for keywords, because this is your moment to practice like a pro. And hey, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single practice session that could make all the difference in your PTE results. The melting of polar ice caps and glaciers is one of the most visible effects of climate change. As global temperatures rise, ice that has been frozen for thousands of years is melting at an alarming rate. This process contributes directly to rising sea levels, which threaten coastal cities and small island nations. For example, countries like Bangladesh and the Maldives are already experiencing floods, soil erosion, and loss of land due to higher tides. Scientists warn that if global temperatures rise beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius, the damage could be irreversible. In addition to melting ice, thermal expansion of seawater also accelerates sea level rise. The impact is not just environmental, but also social and economic, as millions of people may be forced to migrate, leading to climate refugees. This issue requires international cooperation, strict carbon reduction policies, and sustainable development strategies to prevent further harm. The lecture discussed the impact of climate change on rising sea levels. It explained how melting glaciers and thermal expansion of seawater are causing flooding and erosion in places like Bangladesh and the Maldives. The speaker mentioned that millions of people could become climate refugees, and international cooperation is needed to address the crisis. The Great Wall of China is one of the most remarkable engineering achievements in human history. Constructed over several dynasties, beginning as early as the 7th century BC, the wall was built to protect Chinese states from northern invasions. It stretches more than 21,000 kilometers, though not as a single continuous wall, but rather a series of walls and fortifications. Made of earth, wood, bricks, and stone, the structure reflects the technological abilities of its time. Beyond defense, the wall also facilitated border control, allowing China to regulate trade along the Silk Road. Soldiers were stationed in watchtowers to send smoke signals and relay messages rapidly. Today, it stands not only as a military relic, but also as a cultural symbol of perseverance and unity. It was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987 and attracts millions of visitors each year, reminding us of the balance between human determination and historical legacy. The lecture discussed the Great Wall of China, built from the 7th century BC across various dynasties to defend against invasions. It extended over 21,000 kilometers, serving for protection, trade regulation, and communication through watchtowers. Constructed from different materials, it showcased ancient engineering. Today, it is a UNESCO heritage site and a global symbol of endurance and culture. The human brain is an extraordinary organ responsible for controlling thought, memory, emotions, and actions. One of its most fascinating functions is memory. Memory is divided into 3 stages: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Sensory memory captures information from our environment for just a few seconds. Short-term memory holds small amounts of data for immediate use, such as remembering a phone number temporarily. Long-term memory stores knowledge and experiences over extended periods, sometimes for a lifetime. The hippocampus, a small structure in the brain, plays a crucial role in transferring short-term memories into long-term ones. Interestingly, research shows that repetition and emotional connections make memory stronger. Memory, however, is not flawless. It can be influenced by stress, age, or even false perceptions. Understanding memory helps in education, therapy, and even artificial intelligence, where scientists attempt to replicate how humans process and recall information. The lecture explained the human brain's memory system, which includes sensory, short-term, and long-term stages. The hippocampus transfers information into long-term storage. Repetition and emotions make memory stronger, though they can be affected by stress and aging. Memory is vital for education, therapy, and AI development. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues facing humanity today, and one of its major consequences is rising sea levels. As global temperatures increase due to greenhouse gas emissions, 2 main processes cause sea levels to rise. First is the melting of ice sheets and glaciers in regions such as Greenland and Antarctica. Second is thermal expansion, meaning that as water warms, it expands in volume. Rising sea levels threaten coastal cities, displace millions of people, and lead to the loss of arable land. Additionally, ecosystems such as mangroves and coral reefs, which act as natural barriers, are being damaged. Scientific reports warn that if current trends continue, sea levels could rise by over a meter by the end of this century. Preventing this requires reducing carbon emissions, switching to renewable energy, and protecting natural ecosystems. It is a global challenge that demands urgent action from governments, communities, and individuals. The lecture was about climate change causing sea levels to rise through glacier melting and thermal expansion. It threatens cities, farmland, and ecosystems like coral reefs. Scientists predict over a 1-meter rise this century if trends continue. The speaker stressed renewable energy, carbon reduction, and ecosystem protection as urgent solutions. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the mid-15th century revolutionized human communication and knowledge sharing. Before the press, books were painstakingly copied by hand, usually by monks, making them rare and expensive. Gutenberg's innovation used movable type and an efficient press mechanism, allowing mass production of books for the first time. This drastically reduced costs and made written knowledge accessible to ordinary people. The printing press played a central role in the Renaissance by spreading scientific ideas, literature, and religious texts widely. It also influenced the Protestant Reformation, as Martin Luther's writings were printed and distributed rapidly across Europe. In many ways, it democratized education, allowing people to read and think independently. Historians often compare its impact to the modern internet because it changed how societies communicated and advanced. The printing press marked the beginning of the modern information age. The lecture highlighted Gutenberg's printing press in the 15th century, which allowed books to be mass-produced, reducing cost and spreading knowledge. It influenced the Renaissance, the Protestant Reformation, and democratized education. The press is compared to the internet for its revolutionary impact on communication and society. If you found this practice useful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps more learners find us. And for daily PTE tips, model answers, and prediction topics, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a lesson. Comment below with your score goal, and I'll share a personalized study tip for you. Until next time, keep practicing and keep aiming higher. You've got this.